What's up, YouTube? This is Bison X79. Alright, guys, TCG Konami finally released the next ban list for the TCG. It goes into effect April 1st, alongside the OCG list and the Master Rule revision, so it makes perfect sense that everything goes into effect on the same day. We are not getting the next list no sooner than June 1st, which is interesting. It's only a 2-month window. So this kind of signals a couple of things for me with how they're approaching. For me, first thing is that they're not going to be as many hits as I thought they're going to be on this list. They're going to be some wait and see type of moves for this upcoming June 1st list. So okay, that's all right for me. Another thing is that maybe it's a hopeful, optimistic thought process on Konami's behalf that the pandemic's going to break by the time May 10th rolls around and we're going to start getting into the physical tournaments again. Or maybe Konami is going to have some other way to keep track of the metagame being shaped up post-revision by watching the popular decks on the various third-party dueling simulators, YGO Pro, Dueling Book, Dueling Nexus. I mean, it does make sense that they might be able to do this so they can keep track of the game and see how particular decks are shaping up to actually being used. So that's actually pretty good. Whether or not we're going to actually start seeing physical tournaments May 10th, that's a whole other thing, and predictions keep pushing it further and further back later this year. So we really don't know what's going to happen, but still, this is pretty much a good signal because I think, what was it? Let me go back to the events page here. Because, what was it? Coming down here, I know they had information about, yeah. So what was it? All right, so May 2nd to 31st, we had the WCQs in Latin America. So anything post May 10th, we might actually still get. Our WCQ over in Pasadena, oh, actually, YCS Pasadena would be at MMA, where we're going to be getting the other WCQs for South America, Central America, and North America in June. So it does make sense that they would turn around and put another ban list into check. So the WCQs, if they were going to be held, or if they're still going to be held, wouldn't be complete and total shit shows. It makes absolutely good sense. I got a feeling that these might be moved to the same, might be moved into June as well, just to play it safe. This is the question mark whether or not it's actually going to happen. So, but that's with the whole situation with the COVID-19. I'm going to share Konami's optimism that we are going to be able to start getting back into the physical tournaments. Hopefully, maybe May or at least in June to get those WCQs in, so we can at least have a world championship. But enough speculation with the pandemic and moving forward. We're going to go jump into the list. Now, the list actually covers meta decks as well as stuff that needs to be addressed post-revision, as well as the introduction of Crystron Hackwill for backs, Needle Fiber, into the TCG. Okay, so we're going to start off right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bands on this list. And I can tell you right now, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards were called on my ban list predictions. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty damn good with those particular hits. Blackwing Steam the Cloak. I mean, obvious with Needle Fiber. In the TCG now, this card had to be banned. I mean, just being able to generate tokens whenever it leaves the field and being able to bring yourself back by tripping up another monster, it's just too much. And it just has too much degeneracy circling around it and Needle Fiber, so yes, it had to go to 0. Gold Bulb is in the same boat. I mean, same thing. Too many degenerate plays with Needle Fiber in the meta, so this card had to go to 0. Destrudo is the one card that actually is the surprise on this list for me. Didn't see this card coming at all, but when you start thinking about what it can do, Dragon League decks, they use it as an extender, as well as possibly using it to build into level 7 synchros like FA Dawn Dragster for an extra negate on their board. You can use it for any level 7 synchros and synchro-based decks. It is a level 7, so if you can get it out without using its effects, that can lower its level, you could potentially go into rank 7 play. So it makes sense that this card can actually be banned since post revision. It is going to probably play a lot bigger role. Lunar Light Tiger, this card, its pendulum effect was not a hard once per turn, it was a soft once per turn, meaning every time it hits anytime it was played on the field, you can use this effect. And basically, with the way the Lunar Light combo works, it will be bouncing it off the field after you extend it with it, reset it, and then extend again. That's pretty much the basics of the Lunar Light deck. And pretty much this would balance out Lunar Lights pretty well. So I like this hit. And then, of course, Spiral Master Plan. Yes, this is something that had to be done. It was too easily able to get into your graveyard with Magician's Double Soul. And then from there, you were able to get into your any spiral piece that you needed, whether it be the field spell or another monster, to help get your play started. So definitely a good hit on this. Spirals did get something back off the limited list, so it's going to alter the way the deck is played now. So I wouldn't say Spirals are out of the meta. It's just that now their major turn 1 play, excuse me, is out of the deck. All right. No new fusions. Links, which is sad. LP should be here. No new synchros. No new Xyz. However, we are short a Zodiac. Okay, and then of course, yep, no new spells and no new traps. Okay, so just those 5 monsters, and I called 4 of them. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, coming down here, we're going to just come right into it. Okay, so Konami went after the Danger Engine, Jack, and Tsuchinoko. Basically, 1-1 to join Nessie. I mean, they were semi-limit for a while. Now they are at 1. Jack, I definitely can get behind the idea of Jack, basically, because any card that can basically special summon from the deck, whether it be, even if the monster's in defense mode or the monster's effects are negated, it's just, historically speaking, that card always winds up at 1 or at 0. Here we have Jack. I mean, Tsuchinoko, I mean, it is an extender in pretty much every deck, so whether you basically use the hunt effect and special summon it off that, or you just discard it, it's still going to come back out of the graveyard, so, okay, it can make sense. Bright side, if you have a playset of all 3 of these, you got an engine for 3 different decks. I mean, that's the bright side right there. Coming down, alright, so we have some extra deck hits. Necros of Unicorn was not moved off the list, which is kind of sad, because I kind of wanted to have Necros, at least try to get back into the competitive sense. Having multiple unicorns would actually do this. I'm kind of hoping that this is kind of one of those wait-and-see type of moves to see if Necros can really come back into the game. To be all honest, all right, ABC Dragon Buster, I mean, I've seen some people saying, oh, well, it shouldn't have happened on the OCG list. No, it had to happen. I mean, multiple Dragon Busters is not a thing you want to be dealing with. With this quick effect of being able to banish any card off your field, it's just not good. No one wants to deal with this deck. I've seen an uptick in play of this deck for post-revision play. I mean, we only have Dragon Buster at 1. We didn't get Union Hanger like the OCG did over in on their list, so to be very honest, I think the Union Hanger would probably be a wait-and-see hit as well. Hyper Librarian, again, having multiple copies of this card on your field just allows you to draw your deck in synchro spam decks, and Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, hand loops. Yeah, so I actually had Trishula on my list primarily because of the hand loops. Totally awesome. Again, OCG put this on their April 1st ban list. And I can see why it could be kind of oppressive under, I mean, with the Master Rule revision coming into effect, having multiple copies of this card in the field. Sucks for Paleozoics, and it even sucks harder for Marinus that was using the Paleozoic engine to really drop this card consistently to be able to negate things to buy time to build the resources and then go in for the kill once they have their necessary pieces in place. Zodiac Dryden, I actually did have this card coming off the ban list. 2-1. I also brought back Barrage to 1. Let's just hopefully see that TCG Konami actually brought that back as well. Just to turn around and try to keep Zodiacs in check without them becoming too cancerous. Instant Fusion, yeah. Just an extra body on the board to start your plays. Putting this card at 1, it makes sense. This card was at 1 a while back, so makes sense to put it back there. Just to turn around and try to get those, remove a starter play from the Shadal Invoke decks. Mind Control, this card was just too powerful at multiple copies, especially post-Master Roll Vision. Being able to steal a monster to link it off, synchro it off, or use it as an exit material is just too good. This card has to be at 1. Alright. And hey, look, they put Barrage back at 1, which is good. That was the other hit that I had on my limit list, primarily to go with Dryden. Zodiac's not going to be that crazy, but I got a feeling that they could very well be an engine, or possibly even a rank 4 deck, because we did lose Tiger, so not sure how Lunalights are going to be able to function, but I think Lunalight's a little bit balanced. So are Zodiac, so we got 2 decks that aren't completely broken, but they can make rank 4 play, so it's going to be interesting to see which deck really turns around and picks it up in the end. Okay, no new traps. All right, so we're going to come down here. Okay, so over here we got 3 cards on the semi-limits. They still haven't moved Tour Guide, which is sad. I mean, really, it's not doing anything. If it gets negated by Ash Blossom, it's stuck in the field. It only searches out Fiends, which means it's only really good in maybe a handful of decks. One of them was Burning Abyss. And to be very honest, you negate this, you're pretty much stuck with a monster on board that's going to cause problems for your plays. Unless you can get another level 3 monster on the field to go into your Cherubini. Sky Striker, Anchor, Widow Anchor coming on the 2. Alright, makes sense. Engage is banned, so it makes sense that we could start seeing a lot of this other Sky Striker support coming down the list. I think Widow Anchor is at 2 in the OCG. I think they also have drones at 2 in the OCG as well. I have to double check the list, but still, having more resources for the Sky Strikers grind game, not a bad thing. I mean, it's not. I mean, without having Engage in the deck, it's going to be still tough to really play the deck. But hey, we're starting to get more materials back, so that's kind of exciting. Coming on to the limits. Okay, so we have Deep Sea Diver. There is a new archetype that Deep Sea Diver is part of, coming out in Eternity Code. It is a tuner monster and can be played alongside Needle Fiber. However, even with all that in the OCG, nobody's playing a deck, which basically spells out that the deck sucks bricks. So yeah, safe to bring back. Necroface to 3, great boost for zombie decks. Spiral Gear Drone, okay, this is actually a pretty damn good move for Spiral decks, because now that they've lost Master Plan to get into their combo pieces or their field spell for protection, they're going to have to rely more on the more old school style of play that Spirals used to use. Basically, triple drones and triple machine dupe to basically bring out other drones to go into double helix. So you could actually set up your opponent's top of your opponent's deck and use double helix's effect to call the right card. Power Virus coming down to 3. Alright, Konami is seriously blocking Pantheons on the Monarch from being walked off this list by doing this shit with Power Virus. I mean, Power Virus is a mid to late game card, so if you don't have a lot of monsters in the graveyard, drawing into it early is going to be a dead draw. And with that being said, we haven't had Power Virus at 3 since the card was initially released, way back in the day, so yeah. But still, this blocking Pantheism coming off the list is just pissing me off royally. This card should be renamed Play to the Monarch players, because this card is constantly being overlooked and not being moved off. I mean, TCG Konami has moved pretty much every other Monarch card off the list slowly, one slot at a time, and Pantheism is still there. I mean, come on, what is it that you have against Monarchs? All right, all we want is one more copy of the card so we can have a bit more consistency and be able to compete. That's all. It's not a lot we're asking. All right, Necros of Unicorn. Again, this is something that I kind of wanted to see come down the list as well. I mean, just to be able to have another ritual deck in the meta that can actually turn around and be able to compete and diversify the meta a little bit more. It wouldn't be a bad thing. So I'm hoping this is a wait and see, to be very honest. But outside of that, I mean, this is a pretty good list. I mean, Destiny Her Malicious again at 2. I'm going to have to update my hero deck, take the extra copy out of the deck again. And this is what drives me crazy because after the Perfect Circle decks, this card was put down to 1. And it stood for 1 for a while. Then it came off the list. I mean, really wasn't seeing any play until I think the more recent hero decks started to really combo off into links utilizing this. Then it went back down to 2, and then it came off to 3, and now it's back to 2 again. To be very honest, it is kind of frustrating to have to constantly go back into the deck to remove the same copy of the card every few months. I mean, I'm just hoping this is the final move Malicious is going to make, and they keep it at 2. So you're going to get the initial dump, get the first summon, and then it's basically going to be how many other summons you can get off by bringing it back using Cross Crusader. That's pretty much it for that. But to be very honest, I'm liking this particular list. Kind of wanted to see what Konami has planned for the June 1st list, just to turn around and see what they're going to do and how they're going to watch the game to make this list happen. With that being said, guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Check out the description box below. Find a link to my Discord server. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you. Follow me on social media, Twitter, and Reddit. And if you guys want to help support the channel, in the description box below, use my TCG Player affiliate link when shopping on tcgplayer.com. All right, guys. As always, until next time, peace.